Hello and welcome, this is Old Man Poole. I'm going to be running through another Dominaria draft league today. I'm super pumped. I'm still kind of sad that, Dominaria drafts are not regularly available on Magic Arena. I am hoping they will be someday, but for now, I guess we'll get them every 3 weeks or so. Let's hop right in. Ooh, alright, so we've got a pretty good pack right here to start with. Oh man, this is tough. I kind of want to take Ariel, Knight of Windgrace, because it's just a cool rare. I got a chance to play with it a little bit in Constructed, if you saw my Black-White Knights deck that I made kind of early in the format. But I don't think I've had the chance to play with it in Limited. I think I played against it once, and it was very good. We also have Icy Manipulator, though, which has the advantage of being colorless. It fits in literally any deck. Ariel's probably a better payoff in Black-White specifically, but taking a colorless card early is just really fantastic. So I think I'm going to err towards that. Like I said, a little bit of a bummer, because I think Ariel's pretty cool. Yeah, I think we're going to take the correct draft. I've had a little bit of a tough time putting together good decks in Magic Arena, so taking just the solid card that I know is going to get played whenever, I think is a good way to start. Before we go too far into the draft, too, I do want to thank everyone that's subscribed recently. Man, my channel has been doing really better than I could have possibly imagined, so thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for all the comments, all the likes, everything you do. That really does help support me, helps other people find me on YouTube. I really can't say thank you enough. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do so. I put out new videos every Tuesday and Saturday, usually a Magic Online video on Tuesday, and then Arena on Saturday. So yeah, come join the community. We've got a lot of great people that are commenting, a lot of really intelligent players, a lot of great limited players. Yeah, anyway, thanks so much, guys, and let's get back to the draft. So in this pack, there's nothing nearly as exciting. We have, I guess, Academy Drake, Gitu Chronicler, and Deathbloom Thal that I'm really looking at. Even Sentry's fine. Could take Juggernaut, actually. Juggernaut is pretty okay, too. It's better if you're a little bit more aggressive, but fine just in general. 5 damage is enough that your opponent usually has to trade for it anyway, and at 4 mana, even with 3 toughness, it often is a fine trade for you, and it has the chance to just, win games on occasion, too. I think that it's probably worse than both Academy Drake or Deathbloom Thal, but it is colorless, and I do really value that, so I think I'm gonna stay colorless, kind of as long as we can here. Out of this pack, we've got Wild Onslaught and Thallid Soothsayer, both of which are quite good. Wild Onslaught's maybe a little bit more specific as to the deck that you're excited about having it in. There's also Run Amok, which I think is fine. Yeah, Adventure Simple, some other cards that are playable in certain decks. I think I'm just going to take this Soothsayer here. If we're in black, we're going to be very happy to have this. If we end up in Saproling specifically, it's even better, but I think any black deck is not unhappy with the Soothsayer. Okay, so we've got Lingering Phantom, which is looking pretty nice right now with 2 historic cards already. There's also Blood Tallow Candle. I think we're just going to take the Lingering Phantom, though. So, well, I was going to say some reasonable white, but really Sergeant at Arms and Memorial to Glory, which are fine, but not exceptional. We've also got Feral Abomination and Soul Salvage. I think I'm going to take Sergeant at Arms. I think that's the best card out of this pack. Arcane Flight is a little bit tempting, so is Memorial to Glory. Not really sure on the direction of the deck just yet, though, and I think Sergeant at Arms is the most, generally good card. Also has some nice synergies with the Soothsayer. Okay, so this is interesting. There's some good cards out of this pack for sure. Again, if we do end up in white, Memorial to Glory is a really nice pickup. I like picking up the Sacrifice Memorials anytime you're pretty confident you're going to get enough playables, because these are just kind of extra cards you can put into your deck sort of for free. Coming in tapped isn't completely irrelevant, but most of the time won't burn you. We also have Dark Bargain, which if we're confident in our black might be best. Also Keldon Raider, which is fine, and Grow from the Ashes. Grow from the Ashes, I think, is actually the card I'm most excited about, but it's in kind of a completely different direction than what we've been looking at. This card can be really cool. Just splashing for all your bombs is one of my favorite things to do in this format. I think I'm just going to take Dark Bargain. I'm going to try and cut black kind of as hard as I can here, and I think it's... Grow from the Ashes is better, but it's also a color that we're not quite as committed to at this point. Here, not tons. I think we'll just take a Blood Tallow Candle. Works well with Lingering Phantom. I think it's fine in general. Short Sword can be good in the right decks. Same can be said for Dub and Divination and everything else. But let's say stay open. If we can... Ooh. Okay, Rona's actually pretty nice here. It's a historic card, which means it might be able to get back like Juggernaut, Blood Tallow Candle, etc. And I guess it also triggers Lingering Phantom all on its own. And this is a fairly late signal, I suppose. I'm not sure if signals matter quite as much based on the procedural generation of the drafting, but I think Rona's pretty good. Soul Salvage at this point. Don't think Joda is really a card kind of ever. I guess we could take Cold Water Snapper. Yeah. If we're maybe going to go into blue. Cold Water Snapper is not completely embarrassing. It's not great, but not embarrassing either. Nothing really here. I guess Nature Spiral is the best card. Bunch of kind of whatever cards to round out the pack there, but that's okay. I think we're going to take Vicious Offering out of this one. A little bit of a shame that we can't run in on the Grand Warlord. But I think that I'm not super unhappy about that. I'm not guaranteed to be blue. I think we are going to be black. Pretty confident. But yeah, let's take Vicious Offering. This is pretty powerful. There is a Serra Angel in the pack, which means if we want to try and shift towards... I guess let's keep the Sergeant at Arms in here still. We could take Serra Angel. I think Vicious Offering, since we're confident we're in black, is just going to be better. But that is a very good card for sure. So how in love are we with blue? Not crazy. Fight with Fire, I think, is one of the best cards in the set. We could also just take like Sanctum Spirit, which is pretty good in the historic sort of building deck that we're working on here. It's possible we'd splash for Rona. This is a little bit tough. There's not a good black card that I really like. There's also Blink of an Eye, though. Do we just pass Fight with Fire? I'm a little bit worried we're going to get burned on not having enough playables, because that has happened the last couple of drafts. Yeah, I guess we'll pass Fight with Fire and Sanctum Spirit. The Spirit team is pretty good given the deck that we're putting together so far. I guess Blink of an Eye is... I like playing Rona, I think. Yeah, I guess we'll take Blink of an Eye. I think it's the safest of the picks. I'm not sure that's actually correct, but I guess we'll go for that. So Rona is not a wizard for Naban, which is kind of unfortunate. Naban is another legendary creature, though, which is kind of nice with Lingering Phantom. That's our only real payoff right now, although I guess Rona is also a little bit of one. There's also Fungal Infection, Opt, which are fine, Dark Bargain, which is fine. I think I'm going to take Naban, though. Oh, wow. Moldatha? Yeah, I think we'll take this and try and splash it. I'm not sure we've got like tons and tons of synergies. I don't think we can get like lands back, for instance, but just being a creature back every turn is really backbreaking. And we haven't seen any Skittering Surveyors yet at this point, but Moldatha seems pretty cool. Also Shivan Fire, some good red in this pack. If we took Fight with Fire, that might be a consideration, but I'm excited to take that. That seems pretty cool. Okay, out of this, we've got Whisper, Blood Liturgist, I guess. What's our curve looking like? Not too bad right now. We're a little bit heavy on the top end. I don't think we really want Dredge Sentinel or like Voldelian Arcanist, though. There's been some good red in this pack. Another Moldatha? What? I mean, I think we're just slamming that, right? And now we're just Skittering Surveyors, like the most exciting card we can pick up. Yeah, that's sweet. 2 Moldathas. Wait, it didn't show up down here. Did it? Still says ×1. Wonder if that's a bug. Did it take something else randomly? I don't know what happened there. I think we have 2 of these. Okay. Out of this pack, Windgrace Acolyte's pretty fine. Sure. I can't get over the cat noises. I just can never get over the cat noises. Unwind is, I guess sideboard doesn't matter. I guess maybe we're most likely to play Diligent Excavator. I guess we do have a lot of historic cards. In a really long game, I guess that's a win condition. And there's another one. Although that's true, we could also mill ourselves and get stuff back with like Moldatha. That seems pretty cool. Okay, yeah, so I picked up another Diligent Excavator, but it didn't show it there. So maybe it just doesn't show us more than ×1s. That might be a bug right now. Squeeze good. I think we might actually take Navigator's Compass here. Unwind, I don't think we want to play main deck. We'd rather not play the Compass, but it might be worth it for Moldatha if we get nothing else. Artificer's Assistant, Fire Intervention, yeah, a lot of red. Okay. Ooh, Inbolus's Clutches is a great pickup here. We've also got Merfolk Trickster, which would be solid, and a bunch of other kind of mediocre stuff, but I think Inbolus's Clutches is one of the best cards in the set. Really happy to see it. Okay, Tetsuko Umezawa. I don't think we're really in a deck that loves that card. Let's put all these irrelevant cards in the sideboard. It's not impossible we'd play a Fire Intervention, but I think with the Splash Moldatha we can only push it so far. There's like Aether Glider, Jousting Lance is fine. Yours Familiar has been really pretty unimpressive to me, but we do have a lot of Historic. I think it's probably just not going to be right. I think we're going to take Tetsuko. I think it's the most powerful card. It being a legend is a little bit relevant. Ooh, got another Merfolk Trickster here. Don't think we're getting a Skittering Surveyor, which is unfortunate. We may just have to play kind of a Miserly mana base. I really want to play Moldatha though. I think it's pretty sad not to go in on it. Some good Thalid payoffs here. We're just going to take the Soothsayer. Ooh, Cast Down's a nice pickup. Ooh, there's also a Vicious Offering, though. Also Arbad, although we're already splashing in a couple of different directions. Cast Down or Vicious Offering? I kind of like having one of each. We don't have a whole host of cards that we're in love tossing to Vicious Offering, and Cast Down can't answer bigger stuff. I think I'm going to take it over the second Vicious Offering, although I think that's close. I can see that not being right. Memorial Genius is a great pickup. Oh, very noisy pickup. We've also got Drudge Sentinel and Rescue, whatever. I think red was pretty open. There's a lot of like Chroniclers and stuff that came around. Also green didn't feel very open. We saw a lot of Haulers. I guess Drudge Sentinel is most likely. Blood Tallow Candle, not bad, especially given that we're maybe a little light on removal. Another Navigator's Compass. Might just rather play this another land instead of this. We do have the one Lingering Phantom, which makes it a little bit better, but that's really our only payoff, right? Rona kinda counts. I don't think it's very likely it's gonna go to the graveyard. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm gonna take Feral Abomination. No, we already have one, right? I'll take Divest. Most of these picks aren't real relevant. I don't think they're likely to make it our main deck, but... Okay, so the plan is to play Moldatha just and be as greedy as we possibly can, I think. Okay, do we have two now? Okay, we do have two now. So yeah, it was just a visual bug, it looked like there. Okay. So it's always tough for me to... I'm going to take all these cards out and actually rebuild. I'm just used to doing it more that way, I guess. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got Blink of an Eye. We've got Merfolk Trickster. I'm not going to play the Excavator if we can avoid it. Going to play the Bond probably. Just going to put in all the cards we think probably make the cut. We're definitely heavier on black than blue, although Merfolk Trickster and Bolus's Clutches make that a little bit more tenuous. But it is nice to be a little bit heavier on one color than the other. Don't really want to play Cabal Evangel, but we will if we need to. And they do need to fix the indicators for draft too, since this just shows how many cards of each of these are in my collection, I believe. Not exactly how many we have access to. Could maybe play a Soul Salvage, although we're just gonna get stuff back with Moldatha, right? I don't think we need that. Okay. Blood Tallow Candles. So that's actually, I guess, 24 right now. Let's look at our curve. Redrops are almost non-existent. We have Rona, that's it. It's kind of funny. How many creatures do we have? I guess we have 15. That's not too bad. Plus, like, Whisper is actually really, really good with Moldatha. Although, if we have Moldatha in play, we're probably not losing anyway. You could take out, like, a Feral Abomination, probably. Kind of like having the early plays. Yeah, because since we don't have anything in 3, that helps it out a little bit. Might help us make it to the late game. So we take out Feral Abomination. Do we just like what we're looking at here? Yeah, I guess this is a better way to look at the curve as well. This is, I mean, this is powerful. There are a lot of really, really good cards in here. This does have the potential to be a little bit greedy on the mana base. Especially given that a lot of our 2-drops are blue, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't really like things like Cabal Evangel, but I feel like we've just got such a good late game that we can make up for maybe kind of an anemic mid game if we just stay alive against a lot of decks. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna play Navigator's Compass. I think it's better off just playing another land. Maybe we should play 18 lands though then. Oh man, Memorial Genius is so good with Moldatha too. Ooh, I'm getting so greedy over here already. Okay, I think we're gonna cut Tetsuko. Do we have any wizard synergies? I guess Nabon's still kind of nice for Rona though. And Lingering Phantom. Does Tetsuko have like really any upside in this deck? We have almost nothing that it affects. I think it's just it and like Nabon. I think we'll cut that. I think we're actually just going to play 18 lands. We need to make it to the top end quite a bit. Yeah, I like having the double Dark Bargain to dig for our bombs a little bit. Yeah, I think this is okay. Let's go 18. So if we add in 2 forests, and then do we want an even mana base? Maybe ever so slightly leaning towards black. Maybe like an additional 9 swamps and 6 islands. I guess it's 9-7. It's not too bad. It still has 2 from Moldatha. Wonder if we should just be an even split and go 8-8. It's not too bad. None of our black is double colored, but our blue is. I think maybe that makes up for the fact that we're just a little bit heavier on that. Oop, it's going the wrong way. Okay, we're going to say 8-8-2, going a little bit land heavy, definitely looking at a controlling deck here, but I think this is pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy with this actually. Let's jump into match 1. Alright, here we go. Muldrotha.deck. I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be pretty cool. We might be a little bit clunky. That'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. Hopefully this isn't too loud for you guys. I don't know, I've had a tough time, like, evaluating my arena noise level, so definitely let me know if it's too quiet, too loud. 10 looks pretty good. It's good and keep. We've got Cabal Evangel into Rona, into Icy Manipulator. We don't necessarily have to play Rona. Not Llanowar. Oh, man. Okay. Llanowar is a lot. Okay, we're going to start with Memorial Genius for sure. You guys have to get used to me doing that, I guess. Divest. Okay. Probably takes Icy Manipulator here, which is definitely unfortunate, but that is what it is. On the other hand, that is something that we could get back with our Gravetide eventually. Our opponent's really just giving us extra value. Oh no, that's true. That's actually bad for them, because then Rona just gets it back. Interesting. So they might just have to take Rona here, or take neither, but then what's the alternatives? I think they just have to take Rona. Yeah. Okay. Good on my opponent for noticing that even before we did. Nabon's not bad. I'm just going to play the Cabal Evangel here, though. Nabon's another card we can play next turn, though, and not feel too unhappy about it. I feel like that's loud. And I'll restart arena after this. I feel like the noise level is just variable. I don't know. Okay, Ballast Gorger. That hits pretty hard, pretty fast. We hit a green source. I'm happy with that. Not really a reason not to do... I mean, we could Blink of an Eye just to really maintain our life. I think I'm just going to play Nabon. I might try and double block this. Is that crazy? We could just take it for a round. Alright. Nabon it is. Don't really have any synergies with him, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't think we double block. There's a lot of tricks that get us pretty bad. Fungal Sprouting would be... Or not Fungal Sprouting, I can't think what it's called. The Infection card. It would be Fungal Infection? That might just be it. It would be pretty disastrous. We're going to be able to handle it... I don't know. Next turn we play Icy Manipulator. At that point we're down to 11 life. And that's assuming my opponent hasn't played anything. If we block and they've got something, how bad is it for me? They, like, kill one. They maybe use up their mana this turn, though. I think I'm actually going to block. If they have a trick, it's a little bit awkward, but it means they may not have a follow-up. And if we just trade, I think I'm actually okay with that. So my opponent is considering it. This is, I think, as much a tempo argument as anything else, though. Like, I think it's likely we're going to have to block the Gorger eventually. Okay. So yeah, Gift of Growth gets us... It's a 2-for-1, but also doesn't get them anything. And there we've got Moldatha now, which is nice. I guess we want to play the Icy Manipulator, because if we don't draw a land, we want to be able to use it next turn. Okay. So we're going to take a hit. Hopefully Moldatha can bring us back into this game if we draw a couple more lands, though. I really would not be unhappy to go, like, land, over the next couple of turns. Yep. Down to 14. And probably they've got a follow-up here. Another Gorger. Another Moldatha. Not really what I wanted to see. We may have to Blink of an Eye, stall. The question is, do we kick as well? We could Blink of an Eye right now and try and find land. Landing one of these guys, I think, is how we do win. I think I'm actually going to do that right now. Just bounce one to my hand. We'll take another 5, go down to 9. Hopefully draw a land along the way. Okay, no land. Cast Down's not bad, though. That gives us a way to kill off Baloth Gorger next turn, and then Icy Manipulator maybe starts taking over. Again, I'm playing a little bit, like, low on value. Okay, well, they can take one of them. It's kind of funny. If I'm my opponent right now, I'm like, there's 2? What the heck? Cast Down was nice, though, because Icy Manipulator does a fairly good job of taking down my opponent's biggest threat. Yeah, they took out the Soothsayer, which I think is actually probably correct, because they can't get rid of both of these. Okay, and there's the Gorger, and we take 4, go down to 10. Land? Not a land. It is something we can play, I guess, for what that's worth. Why would I want to use black? What are you even thinking? Okay. Well, to keep an eye and make sure it's not trying to use black for, like, Icy Manipulator. Why would you do that? No reason to wait or to do it immediately, I don't think. Don't think there's anything that blows us out from Cast Down in the format. So yeah, it's all about getting those lands here, I think. Oh man, I didn't use Icy! Oh, that was cringeworthy. I'm so bad about using those before combat. You guys have seen me make that mistake 100 times now. Okay, that 4 life better not cost us. Very gross. It looks like that 4 life's gonna cost us. Man. I'm hating myself over here. It may not end up mattering, because we're just not finding lands. But having one more turn to draw could have been all the difference. Okay, well, it is what it is. That was a bad way to start off the draft, but not too much we can do about it either. The problem is now Llanowar Elves is lethal. Yeah, I don't think there's any way we make it back into this game. Yeah, especially with another threat. We could go out on our own terms, I suppose. That sounds good. Funny. And now there's some lands. Well, yeah, that was a bad first start. I'm not sure, given how we drew and then our opponent played, that it was going to end up mattering, but yeah, that was definitely a pretty big misplay. Maybe this series, if nothing else, will teach me to use Icy Manipulator right. But that's okay. Match 2. Here we go. And hopefully won't run into the the 0-3 immediately. That would be a tragedy. Okay, this hand is, again, pretty good. Got Blood Tallow Candle, Icy Manipulator, which is very good despite not being fantastic for us in the last game because we missed some land drops. Our opponent has Mulligan down to 6, which helps out our odds just a little bit as well. We're just going to play a Blood Tallow Candle here. There's some slight argument to holding on to it, since it does eventually trigger Historic, but I think I kind of like just being mana efficient. Okay, opponent's playing Zhalfirin Void and Navigator's Compass, which I guess means that this taps for any color, the Dream. I do not think Navigator's Compass is particularly good, but there are some decks that want it. I guess we're going to play Cabal Evangel. I'd rather keep Merfolk Trickster as a potential trick down the road. And then probably not playing Rona next turn. Probably going to err towards the Trickster. Could play Rona, but it's expensive enough that we're not going to be utilizing it real effectively yet anyway. Let's go to attacks. And we're just going to end the turn, I think. Getting potentially like a Blood Tallow Candle back later on in the game is pretty good. Okay, yeah, we're just going to play the Trickster now. Don't get any value, but it's mana efficient, and I like mana efficiency. Oh, I also did not log off, log back in. So the sound might be a little bit high still. Okay, land was a great draw there. I think because my opponent's actually not impacting the board too much, I might still just play like Valid Soothsayer. And then get an Icy Manipulator later. I mean, I guess we could tap down lands, but my opponent hasn't indicated that they're short on lands yet. If anything, they're maybe short on spells. Okay. Ooh, Jorah. It's pretty sweet. Not sure I love that weird little animation thing, but Jorah is cool. I guess we're gonna play Icy and tap. We actually can't get rid of this right away. Next turn, if we draw on a land, we can with the Blood Tallow Candle. But I think our best line right now is actually just to keep hitting my opponent. The 2-drop offensive. Who says beatdown never happens in Dominaria? This is the first time I've seen Jorah in play. Just a cool card. Okay. So hopefully my opponent doesn't have something fantastic to keep drawing. Navigator's Compass is... Jorah makes it markedly more playable. I'm still not sure I'd be happy to have it, but it does make it a fair bit more playable. Well, that's the end of the offense. The 2-2 is against the 2-3 here. Not great. Come on, land. Love the Blood Tallow Candle, and then follow up with Rona next turn. Perfect. So yeah, we're just going to blow this up right now, I think. It's a little bit unfortunate that we actually can't quite Icy as well. My opponent could have, like, a blink of an eye. In which case I should have waited, I guess. I should have done their upkeep, probably. I didn't want them a chance to play something. But yeah, upkeep actually probably been a little bit cleaner. No attacks. And then Rona's going to buy back a Blood Tallow Candle, which is nice. And hopefully then Rona can just sort of take over the game for us, assuming my opponent's not doing anything too proactive. Acer Glider is a hit, but not a huge one. So I think we're going to tap down Tolarian Scholar, get in for some damage again. And play Rona, and play Blood Tallow Candle. Okay, no effects. It's kind of nice having the Valid Soothsayer as an option too. Because the Soothsayer can't always like sacrifice. If my opponent had like a combat trick or kill spell or something there, it doesn't blow us out as much. Counterspell would be a little bit unfortunate. Not the end of the world. I think if I'm my opponent and I have it, I snap it off though. Yes, we want to do that, and we want to play it. Cool. Yeah, look at Value Town, the 2-drop Value Town. Who needs Muldratha? I'm lying. I really want to play Muldratha, like, a lot. I'm really hoping we get to show it off in this series, even though our deck is definitely not super geared for it. Okay, well, 1-1. We're able to answer my opponent's Jorah, and it seemed like they had a little bit of a rough draw after the mulligan, so looking okay right there. I am going to restart Arena, and hopefully it sounds a little bit less loud if it has been sounding loud. I'll be right back. Okay, with any luck, that's a little bit better. Question mark? I feel like I've had a really tough time sound balancing in Arena. Maybe it's just because the sounds are so variable, but it feels like sometimes it's very, very loud, and sometimes it's pretty quiet. So, yeah, let me know if you guys just want it turned down, turned off in general. Hopefully it's not too overbearing. Alright, took just a second to get into the game there. Fine hand here, I think. Let's go ahead and keep. We're not getting any value off Rona, but I like lands and spells. We've got Dark Bargain, which maybe lets us dig towards Muldrotha, and we have Cast Down. All in all, I think that makes for an okay hand. Opponent is I Am the Witness. It's a very ominous name. Play the island there on the off chance that we found Merfolk Trickster, but did not, so not really particularly relevant. Red can mean aggression. It also can be like green-red, which I like quite a bit in the format, but is a little bit slower as well. Okay, we do have all 3 colors of mana, which is nice. I want a Rona. Do I want to just get on the board? Yeah, I think that's okay. We'll probably Dark Bargain next turn anyway. We're not getting immediate value out of this. We actually don't have a ton of cards that let us get immediate value. And being mana efficient is always a plus when you can do that, so. Alright, so mana 3. Let's see if my opponent's got something. Couldn't quite get the rhyme to continue going there. Alright, there's Muldrotha. We just need to hit land drops. Just need to hit those land drops. So right now, Rona does not interact very well with that. I think that's okay. I think we're just going to pass the turn and plan Dark Bargaining. And then next turn Windgrace Acolyte, and then next turn Muldrotha. And this is actually a card that's... Gitu Journey Mage, not particularly fantastic there. Muldrotha is actually a card that's a little bit tough to interact with for a green-red opponent. 6/6 is just really big. It is out of range of most of the red burn outside of like a kicked Fight with Fire, and most green can't really deal with it either, so no blocks. I guess we may should have Dark Bargained earlier, saved us a few extra clicks. Okay, so I want the land for sure, and I guess Blood Tallow Candle probably over Juggernaut, since although it gets back any kind of permanent, so I guess it can get back an artifact like Juggernaut as well. I think we want to keep these 2 then. Maybe take a couple extra points of damage, just not free, but not super expensive either. And we've got our mana, so feels good. Let's play a Windgrace Acolyte. We'll trade this away fairly aggressively. The 3 life is nice, though. Ooh, and got back Icy Manipulator as well. Yeah, this is nice. We could play Rona, and then Rona comes back, grabs one of those for free. I think we're not going to. I'm just going to plan on blocking with Rona, but then potentially we can replay it with Muldrotha. Ooh, man, this card is so sweet. I just love this sort of effect. I actually haven't picked up a copy of this in paper, but this seems like a really cool commander for like an EDH deck as well. I like big stuff, and I love graveyard shenanigans, and Muldrotha's both. And there's a Journey Mage, so takes a couple extra points of damage. We're going to trade fairly aggressively. It's possible if we find like another land, we should try and wait for Muldrotha, get even a little bit more value. I think at this point we're just trading. I don't think that it's likely my opponent can answer this. If they have 2 burn spells, that would make me sad. Although that's still a pretty okay play, and we still have things like Cast Down, Blood Tallow Candle to hold on. I think I am just going to go for it. The value is so good next turn. We get to give out a forest, like, ugh, it's so good. As opposed to just, like, waiting and cast downing. Yeah. Hopefully, ooh, that's kind of a cool animation. I like that a lot better than Jiora's. Weird, like, tentacle vines. Okay, and we're hoping my opponent can't kill it. They have, like, Wizard's Lightning, I would cry just a little bit. But if they can't answer this, the game is going to be over in a hurry. Okay, Keldon Raider is a great sign for us. That means we don't necessarily have a good and easy attack. We could, like, make them double block and cast down. I guess that's pretty good. Keldon Raider, I imagine, is looking for an answer. Okay. Just pitches a Frenzied Rage. It's kind of, well, I guess we're at pretty high life total. That's maybe interesting, because that might be one of the few ways I can get through. And cast as creature, cast as artifact, cast as land. So I guess I want to do this first, right? Okay. And then we want to cast an artifact, and we want to cast a creature. We have 7 mana available. We could bring back Rona and Icy Manipulator. And not use Cast Down, but I think that's okay. Let's just get as much value as we can. We're going to cast Rona. And grab, I think, Juggernaut. Yes. And then we're gonna grab Icy Manipulator. Oh man. Untapping Muldrotha is pretty dirty. We just drew 3 cards. And Rona even got kind of an extra one on top of that. Oof. That was pretty brutal. There's Baloth Gorger, which is good. Like, my opponent has not had a bad game, but Muldrotha just answers things pretty effectively. Yeah, so we can just get a creature now. Don't get quite the absurd value this time around. Cast, like, Windgrace Acolyte, and then, like, Blood Tallow Candle. Seems okay to me. Maybe we keep up... Oh, man, Whisper's kind of cool, though, too. Okay, well, we're going to cast Windgrace Acolyte for sure. Get some extra life. Pitch some stuff, including a land. Which means that we shouldn't have played our land first. That was a little bit of a mistake. My opponent might be looking at our deck and be like, they have another Muldrotha? Pretty sure that's what I'd be thinking. I think we're just going to cast everything as we go. Still no attacks. It's okay. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of value. It's so cool, man. At one of these points, I am going to start turning the corner. We have to be aggressive eventually. And man, Baloth Gorger's .deck. This deck looks pretty good. We died to Gorger's last game, or 2 games ago, so it's nice not having to relive that immediately. My opponent has not been bluff attacking previously. Still is not. Moving Bolts' Clutches is nice. Let's cast that land. And do we have a creature we want to bring back? Ballad Soothsayer's fine, but not like stupid or anything. I think I might just play Juggernaut, get in with Windgrace Acolyte, keep up Icy. We can't attack with Muldrotha realistically. Maybe we don't need to keep up Cast Down. So maybe I do cast the Soothsayer. We still have Icy Manipulator up. But we'll get in with Windgrace Acolyte. Okay, and we need to remember to stop my opponent, or use my Icy Manipulator effectively. So we can keep just replaying Juggernaut over and over, though, with Muldrotha, which is kind of sweet. Okay, and we're just going to do it now. Okay, we're going to have to cast down Mammoth Spider, I think. Or we can just use Blood Tallow Candle, I guess. I guess we should always use these sort of effects if we can, since we can rebuy them. Yeah, this card is stupid. It's so good with as many artifacts as we got, too. We were saying we don't really have many other historic payoffs, but we kind of do. So we could bring back Muldrotha again. It's kind of funny. Yeah, we're just going to kill off Mammoth Spider. And then replay that. And attack with our Windgrace Acolyte as well. Okay, opponent just turning off the E2 Journey Mage. Not incredibly surprisingly. It's okay. And we're going to end our turn, I think. Plan on tapping down a Gorger again. We're at 15 cards in our library. That's one of the few ways I think we could potentially still lose. But we get to shoot something every turn. I'm a little bit surprised my opponent hasn't tried to bluff an attack somewhere along the line, but okay, this might be the turn for it. Okay. So this is whenever one or more creatures periods attacks, right? Let's keep Baloth Gorger down. We could have just like Merfolk Trickstered and gotten rid of the Warlord's ability for a turn. My opponent's deck looks good, they just don't look like they have a good answer for Muldrotha. Okay. Opponent gives in, senses the inevitability there. It was, I think, only a matter of time. It does depend on what my opponent has in their deck. It's possible they have some good answers, but we had gotten a lot of value at that time. Okay, 2-1. Redeemed ourselves a little bit after our first loss. Let's keep going. And we got to play Voldrath at least once, so that's sweet. Even if we never get another chance again, I feel pretty good about that, so. Furry chicken. It's not exactly how I like my chicken. Ooh, this is a tough hand. If only this was another blue source, right? I think I mulligan this. This has enough chance. Well, just needs blue. We have 8 blue sources. We have Dark Bargain eventually. Maybe has a slow start. Oh man, this is tough. I think I'm gonna keep. Don't feel good about it. We are on the play, which means we're a little bit less likely to find land, but we can get to like Dark Bargain a little bit sooner. It means if my opponent's playing a beatdown match, it helps us out a little bit. Land rolls is so scary. Alright, well. We do have Dark Bargain on time eventually. Hopefully there's no like Steel Leaf Champion or something. Ooh, black-green. Usually Saprolings, but not necessarily. Yep, Mana Sapphired. Pretty solid. Okay, found blue. That is a nice pickup. I guess save Rona, play Naban. Next turn, Dark Bargain. We'll try and just trade Naban off. I think that's okay. We do have Inbolus's Clutches eventually, which is very good. Can help turn the game around, especially if my opponent has a good bomb. Hitting that island was pretty clutch there. Pretty clutch. And hopefully Dark Bargain buys our way out of it as well. And opponent went in the tank there for quite a while, which is interesting. Not really sure what to make of that. Had a couple of different options, I suppose. We are just going to block. I do like the fact that we got Natural Tron. I always like to call that out whenever I see it. Okay, so we're going to take 5 damage next turn. Alternatively, we could play Rona. I think Rona might be a way to survive in the late game. I think I'm just going to do Dark Bargain. That does mean we're taking 7. My opponent missed a land drop, though. It's possible they need to use the Llanowar Elves for land. I wonder if that means they have something like Grow from the Ashes in hand. Or Adventurous Impulse, maybe trying to find a land, and debating on whether that was too risky or not. The fact they missed a land drop means that tank makes me a little bit more sense. I've got a swamp. Yeah, I'm always paranoid to go for that, because it's so bad if it doesn't hit, but if it does, it's so much cleaner of a draw. It's gonna be hard to know. Okay, looks like we are taking the full 5 here. And see if my opponent has a follow-up. They do. I might have used the Adventurous Impulse last turn then? Interesting. Okay, so we're taking a lot of damage. Ooh. Okay. So we want Island Muldrotha. We'll pitch the Swamp. Okay, Muldrotha does turn into Stay Alive mode again. Thallid Soothsayer's not bad. I think it is just our best option. It does effectively block a lot of what my opponent's doing. And we'll play the Blood Tallow Candle. And hope that we stay alive and Muldrotha sticks next turn, I suppose. We're not like sandbagging Eviscerate or something. Like I said, we've got the late game. If they play like any good rare, we can steal it. If like an Icy, we can take it. Just need to not die. We trade the Soothsayer for the Deathbloom Thallid if it comes in, and the life, probably. This is nice that unless they have a combat trick, it does hold back everything else. That's 4 life. Ooh, Demonic Vigor. That's not a card I expected to see. Interesting. Why not put it on the Thallid? I guess they just want to be a beatdown? I think this is actually the first time I've seen this cast in the format. Yeah, I think so. I do not love that. Okay, Vicious Offering. Okay, and hitting for quite a bit. Fair enough. So we could just take in Bolus's Clutches. This is returned to Owner's Hand. Oh, I guess that's true. I wouldn't put it in my hand. They try and avoid that pretty aggressively. I think Muldrotha is just our best option. If they have a way to kill it, we lose, but if they have a way to kill anything, we probably lose. I guess in Bolus's Clutches would save us for a turn. I think this is just correct. And we hope there's no Eviscerate. Still taking a lot of damage, kind of either way next turn. But we can start playing stuff. We can play like a Untitled Chapter and a Rona, for instance. Play Nabon plus maybe something else. Looks like, oh, I was saying, it looks like my opponent doesn't have Eviscerate because they didn't just snap it off, but I guess they were just playing with me a little bit. Well, tragedy. I think we played about as conservatively as we could that game, but we did have a pretty slow hand. My opponent had a pretty aggressive start. 2-2? What even is this? We have 2 Muldrathas. We've got to do better. See you guys for match 5. Oh, tragedy. How dare they kill my bomb? After we've not forced them to use removal at any point during the game. I think we did play that correctly, other than maybe we should have mulliganed at the beginning. But, like, everything worked out about as well as it could have. Yeah, we'll keep the sand. Opponent's playing first. A little bit land light from where I'd like to be, but it's okay. Nice. Good draw. Oh, let's play Island in case we find Island, and we want to play the Trickster. Same argument for playing Blood Tallow Candle first as it has been in the past. Blue-white. Okay, not afraid of an Arcanist. I think I like that. I guess we're just gonna play Nabon. That's true. I guess Nabon does double trigger Merfolk Trickster, if that ever ends up being relevant. Probably doesn't, but something to remember. I was thinking we had basically no wizards in the deck, but Merfolk Trickster is one of them. It's remarkable how often this card is literally 2-1 legendary. It's not all that different from the dog from Kamigawa. Okay. Yeah, I think we just pass. We will trade off our cards fairly aggressively and not feel too bad about it. Do we want to use up the Trickster? Yeah. Or do we want to have the 2-2 in play? Which is better? I guess we find like Rona, it's a little bit nice to have Nabon in the graveyard. I think we're just going to block with Nabon. My opponent has like a combat trick that only gives like lifelink or something. Adamant Will. So I mean, I guess we can Trickster that. It doesn't really do anything though. Not too bad. It kind of used up my opponent's turn. Aha. Ooh, and we do have Rona, so we get to buy that back. See? Look at that. Good playing does pay off. Do we want to play Whisper? What do we want to play? I think Icy Manipulator next turn is probably going to be the play. Yeah, let's play Whisper now. It's a little bit more mana efficient than Rona, even though Rona could bring back Nabon. And again, we're just going to kind of play for the long game here. I'm going to play it slow with our draws. I think that's not the end of the world when we have an inevitability source like Rona and a good defensive threat like Icy Manipulator. I'm just going to trade off like that. My opponent has another trick. They do, but they don't. Ooh, no play. Okay. So we could play Rona and get value immediately, instead of using the Icy right off. It's also, I'm a little bit less sad if it gets counterspelled. Well, it's maybe equally sad at this point in the game. Really, we're hoping for Swamp Muldrotha. Every game. I'm going to sound like a broken record by the end of this draft, which hopefully is not the end of this match. Hopefully. Syncopate for 3. Yeah, can't do it. That's alright. That's pretty solid for my opponent. Not going to attack. Alright, so we are kind of living off the top of the deck now. Maybe we should have tried playing Icy first. It definitely was not unlikely my opponent had counter magic there. And maybe Rona's just a little bit more solid. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, well that's the first half. Now we just need to find one of our two forests, which we don't have like a massive chance of drawing those in any given turn, but it's okay. We can buy a fair amount of time still between Icy and Blood Tallow Candle. Wouldn't be surprised if we see like Cloud Reader Sphinx. Yeah. Okay. No real reason not to tap this down. And that probably will just get got by the Blood Tallow Candle. That's definitely a card we would have loved to have in this deck. Another swamp, not super exciting. We just want to wait, I guess. We'll just tap down Icy for the short, tap it down with Icy for the short term. We may end up using the Talon to, or the candle eventually to kill it. Ooh, that's bad. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we're not gonna do it, are we? Oh man, that answers Moldrathus so well.
I won't hide from the world.
Oh no, the 2/3? This doesn't hit Planeswalkers, right? Oh no.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Okay. I'm tired of seeing this guy in Constructed, let alone in Draft. Yep. Well, I guess the upside is we'll be able to play some stuff immediately with Muldrotha if we ever find a green source. We do have a lot of lands. Ugh, no. Teferi, why? Teferi, no. Okay. It's funny how often I feel like I am just at, like, I've lost the game so badly and I'm still at 20 life and, you know, have like a good card in hand, and this card is the real deal though. Problem is it just gets to keep bouncing creatures too. Okay, Star Angel. I guess we'll kill that. Calling answer one of them at a time. Well, if this does end up being our end, at least we got to play Muldrotha a couple of times, and that was pretty cool. It will be a tragic end, but another land. Okay. Well, Teferi's 2 away from embleming. If you ever emblem, the game is probably pretty much over. Although I guess what are they even hitting at this point? Okay, Mace Unicorn. I guess that's a source of free life gain for my opponent, but doesn't do too much outside of that. Got down the Sphinx. Well, the one time we forgot to use Manipulator was the first time, and perhaps the most crucial one, although I'm not sure it actually would have ended up mattering anyway. But we did forget, and that does feel bad. Maybe could have given us just one more out. Hey, Dark Bargain. I like that card. Okay, it does have a green source. I guess I'll put Muldrotha into the graveyard. Okay, so we play this, we play Windgrace Acolyte, next turn we try and get some good work done with Muldrotha. It's still going to take like a minor miracle to stick our way back out of this game, but drawing the Dark Bargain was a good start to that minor miracle. Now it's nice though, because we can get my opponent's Cloudrider Sphinx out of the way with Icy Manipulator, can pressure Teferi. The opponent's just drawing, which is probably a bad sign for us, but can't do too much about it either. Alright, they're up to 8. If they have an answer to Windgrace Acolyte, I think the game is over, because they can emblem, and then it's going to be tough to answer. It has to be a kill spell. Alright, or Deep Freeze. I can't do anything about that, right? Yeah. I think it's just going to be a little bit too late. Drew a few too many lands in a row. I wonder if we should have taken Muldrotha into our hand. No, I like casting the Windgrace Oracle there, I think. Yeah, Lingering Phantom's kind of interesting. Problem is they're just going to be able to exile this pretty much immediately. Yeah, that's okay. It is what it is. I don't think we can realistically win a game where my opponent's exiling something on all of our... every one of their turns, but we are going to do our darndest all the same. Okay, we've got artifacts and creatures to grab. Okay, well, I think it is what it is. Yeah, but I could have pressured Teferi. I maybe could have actually got there. And steal away. Oh. Well, they had a very clean answer anyway. No, Merfolk Trickster plus Seal Away is a pretty cool combo. But yeah. I don't think it's likely to matter that they're being kind of miserly here. Alright, yep. We have been frozen. We have been frozen. I mean, but it could have swung there, right? With the Cloudrider Sphinx at least. Ooh, blink of an eye. It's an online permanent. We're not completely dead. We can't get Muldrotha. That is our like best way back into the game. But it's not over. Wow. Could we win this game? Probably not still. But we could get rid of Teferi. Okay. Game is not quite over. Oh man, if only we'd hit like Muldrotha just a little bit earlier. Yeah, we can't do anything about that. I'm worried that gave us just enough hope to like waste a little bit more time, but I'm not sure it's actually gonna matter. Yeah, just getting rid of that. I'm surprised they haven't been like swinging with Mace the Unicorn, but I guess they're figuring the life maybe just doesn't matter, whereas like a random hasty creature might. Okay, well they're doing it now. Free life is still free life. Ooh, Soothsayer is actually a great draw. Yeah, I'll start stacking some creatures. If I had a good opportunity to use Memorial Genius, I don't think I have. Hopefully I haven't missed that. Okay, Twin Grace Acolyte. Play an island. I think we're actually going to Dark Bargain, because it digs us just a little bit deeper, a little bit faster. Maybe we should have done that last turn since it pressures Teferi a little bit better as well. Okay. I think we're going to Icy Manipulator and what else? Maybe my opponent mills.
To the good part.
It's not impossible. Not real likely, but not impossible. Another Macy Unicorn. Perfectly serviceable card. Ooh, that was a scary shriek. No attacks. And we'll Dark Bargain. We're not going to take Swamp, I don't think. Problem is, we're not even necessarily going to like be able to get my opponent given the lands or the cards we have left in our deck. So we tap down one of these and swing, cast down another. It's still just not good enough. Oh man, having that Merfolk earlier might have been like the sweetest of plays, but it's too late. Rest in peace, Juggernaut. Guess we should have drawn before we did all that shenanigans. Just don't have any good attacks, right? Alright, we'll end the turn. Try and get the Lingering Phantom through, I guess. We kind of could have hit our one, like, flyer, too. I really don't see a way out of this, but... On the other hand, I thought we were dead turns ago. My opponent waited a little bit too long and we blink of an eye, so... Let's swing with everything. It's okay. This does give us a better chance of killing Teferi between everything. We can always cast down something in response if we need to. It's a little bit of an interesting attack. What would they have? Just a random trick? Yeah, let's go to blocks. And we'll cast down the Mace Unicorn. We do take 5, but we're going to get to kill off Teferi next turn. And then we've got 8 cards to win the game. Don't got anything else up their sleeve. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, my opponent's tapping down for end of turn. Let's tap the Arcanist. And let's sack the Whisper. Draw one of our remaining valuable cards. A Blood Tallow Candle's not bad. Ugh. I mean, this game isn't over, which is a testament in and of itself. We only have 4 left. That's maybe about as much as we can play for. My opponent's got 1 card in hand. I think we really need to kill Teferi. Let's go to combat. I think we swing with both the Teferi. In case my opponent has an answer to the Lingering Phantom. Better seal away or something. Blink of an eye. Okay. That's good. That may be too much for us to actually deal with. But Okay, so we've got 8 mana. We can play like Lingering Phantom plus Cabal Evangel. I think that's our best line. Just gets the most butts in the seats. I guess actually using my Icy Manipulator may have been nice. Oh, man, a slugfest to be sure. What I wouldn't give for an Elixir of Immortality, because I think we actually could win this game. It's just we've drawn too many cards. Another Deep Freeze? Oh my goodness. That's rough. I think my opponent's best play actually now is just to sit on their hands. Yeah. They don't need to try and kill us. We're going to mill ourselves first. There's Inbolus's Clutches. Oh, wait. Can we keep using Teferi? Oh man, we can keep ourselves from milling with Teferi. What even is this game? Okay, so we've got 14 lands. We steal this. We kill off the Cloud Reader Sphinx. Oh man, we mill our opponent out? Is this a thing? Play it, put on top of the library, play it, put on top of the library, play it. Yeah, we just never mill as long as we have Teferi, right? Assuming that they don't have like a counter magic. Okay, so we have to be careful though. We've got 14, so we steal it this turn. We use Blood Tallow Candle, kill off the Sphinx. We want to do that first, so they cannot pressure Teferi. I think I'm gonna go for it. That's true. Do we have even enough to wait? Okay. Draw a card.
Let's skip to the good part.
And combat. No attacks. Now we're in try and mill my opponent mode. Okay. And untap those two. Okay. Can we do this? This is going to be like the sweetest win ever. Can't do too much about it. So that is another dangerous card, but we can keep playing it, just bouncing it over and over, right? So we go to combat. We tap down nothing, right? We don't care. No. I just want to make sure I'm not going to make a mistake here. It's my turn. We draw our second to last card. We put Teferi third from the bottom. Oh, it's Owner's Library. Oh no, that won't work, will it? Oh, I was being so clever. There's no way for us to win then, right? Yeah. That's Owner's, yeah. It would make sense that you never put it into your own library. Oh, I was being so clever and so foolish. Okay, well, that was a long game. I'm not sure we played it right. It was a sweet end, though. A disappointing series. Going 2-3 is obviously never what you're hoping for, especially in something that's as high stakes as their drafts. Yeah, true tragedies of our time. It's okay, got a couple of extra gems, I guess, and a Dominaria booster. And you know what? Let's run out one extra booster here, just for value here at the very end. Oh, yeah. You guys can probably hear like the tragedy in my voice, but cool, I suppose. Okay, Giant's Immolating Inferno's a nice consolation prize. And Tempest Djinn, also pretty sweet. I've wanted to make a deck around this. Maybe when Favorable Winds comes around when they bring in a... Oh, I guess Ixalan's already here. I was thinking that was Kaladesh for some reason. So yeah, maybe Favorable Winds deck. Oh, yeah, tragedy. I guess we can't look at our previous deck, really, can we? I don't think there's a way. Okay, well, yeah. A disappointing finale, I think, but that's okay. Thanks for watching, definitely. I really appreciate all your support lately. That was a pretty epic last match. I'm sure I made a slew of mistakes. It was long. There were a lot of pretty complicated choices. If we'd gotten Inbolus's Clutches a little bit earlier, maybe that would have saved us. It was a sweet final game, though. I can't complain too much. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.